Got a nice morning. Today. Sun's out. Snow's out. It's quiet, not windy. It's about 11 degrees out today. Fahrenheit, by the way. How's that for a pile of snow? Yeah, we got about 12 inches of snow and a lot of drifting. Thankfully we have plenty of snowblowers around here. Quite a few snow piles. Anyway, here's the two walk-behinds we use. We fried the belt on the yellow one, gotta get a belt on that. Red one's fixed. Broke the auger on that one, had to weld it up and fix it. That's from the 90s, so it's an oldie, still goes. And the big heavy hitter for moving all the snow was my brother's W350 Dodge, which I believe is a 93. And this guy. We also have a postal Jeep with a plow too. Yeah, I'm very thankful to have that tractor up and running. Anyway, this is going to be a Will It Run video. I know this is going to be a pretty long intro. Let me show you where the snowmobiles are at. Thought now is a good time to probably get all the sleds out of the snow since I have them up for sale. Someone wants to take a look at them today. There's the W350 with the plow. Nice heavy dump box on the back from an old AA Ford. There's the postal Jeep. My dad built that with right-hand drive and four-wheel drive, so that's a pretty nice beastly piece of equipment. Here's another snow pile in the front of the house. Now from this point on is all done by the Simplicity. So we got a ways to go to get to those sleds. Yeah, I'll jog a little bit. And I'm shaking the camera, so I'll try to walk a little bit so I'm not shaking the camera so much. There's my pulling Craftsman. Here's some new carports we got put up to get some stuff out of the weather. There's my shed where I store all my parts. And that's where I put all my other attachments. There's my nice Simplicity cart. My stash of decks, which are all under snow. A couple other garden tractor parts. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Arctic Cat snowmobiles from the late 70s. Now these have been sitting since spring of... Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, these have all been sitting since spring of 2019. So they've been sitting a little over a year. And even back in 2019, we didn't hardly get any snow. Nor do we get hardly any snow in 2018. I just started in the beginning of the winter and the end of winter and drained the gas out of them. That's all I did with them. I didn't really get a chance to ever run them. But I did drain the fuel out of them. So that one doesn't have any fuel in it, that one doesn't have any fuel in it, and that one doesn't have any fuel in it. These two were for parts. This one's complete and this one's complete. This one is not complete and needs a carburetor put on it. The Windorsa carburetors are NLA. Couldn't find one to fit that. And this one is missing some parts here and there. But this is the one I ran the crap out of for many years. I actually wore out the clutch. I had to put a new clutch on it, and in the process of running it after putting the new clutch on, one of the flyweights had broke, so I'm going to see if I can't get that running as well, but probably not in this video. As you can see, it's still buried in snow, and I'm sure when I pull this thing out, there's going to be 2 years worth of leaves underneath it, so let me get the camera set up and we'll put it on a time lapse while we dig this thing out. Okay, so far what I've done off camera is get all the parts and tools that I need to prep this thing, and I also put it on a 4x4 block underneath the front right ski to pick up the sled, so whatever kind of fuel or water is in that tank comes over here to the cap side. I'm going to suck that, whatever kind of fuel residue is left in there, out using my extractor pump. And I had mixed up some gas for me for this snowmobile, which is a 20-to-1 mix, so that's 1 quart of oil for every 5 gallons this thing burns, unless you have a full synthetic oil, which I think calls for 50-to-1 on this sled. There's a sticker on here that talks about it, but yeah, there is a specific Spirit oil for these engines that you can run a leaner mix, but with the conventional 2-cycle oil, it's 20-to-1. And what I did with this is I have a richer mix of oil and gas in this can I can use to prime it. I did do a quick check over this thing. It does crank over, the throttle is free, and the brake is free. However, the choke is stuck. The choke is not opening, so I'm going to have to open the carburetor up to pour the carburetor in there, or pour fuel into the top of the carburetor to prime it. I also have a spark plug wrench here to take the spark plugs out to prime that as well. So let's get started. This is not a live stream. This is just recorded live. I forgot a cap. Let me go grab a cap for that. I'm missing the part. So yeah, it's a bit of a snafu. Let me apologize. Yeah, I forgot my plug for the top of the extractor. Got it now. Now, when these snowmobiles were prepped for storage, they were drained. There was no gas in them. So I'm pretty confident this thing should start fine. We just got to do our due diligence and make sure we don't take any chances of damaging anything, such as having old fuel in here if we can help it. That's it for that. Not the best smelling fuel, but not the worst either. Should be enough to do a test run. It's probably 2 gallons or so. There's Katie Lynn. Okay, this has a Mikuni carburetor, so we can just take the throttle assembly right off the top of the carb and pour fuel right down in there. Good to go. Just make sure you don't bend that pin on that, or lose it for that matter. Huh. That's not good. I gotta fix that. Someone has been in this carburetor before and lost the cover for it. I'm gonna have to go through my parts and fix that. We can't have this pin floating around in here. That's got to have a cover on it, so I'm surprised it ran with that like that. We'll have to fix that. At least good enough for a test run. We'll see what it does. I'm hoping it'll prime itself up and stay running. We'll see. Okay, let's see what she does. Oh. Oh, let's go again. We got fuel pumping. So I'm pretty confident we do this 2 or 3 times, we'll be going. Okay, here we go again. Kill switch works as well. So that's not bad. So how many pulls was that? 2 pulls. I'd call that a win. She's got the belt on her. There's an original Arctic Cat belt, and there's still a spare in here as well. Gonna get that on the engine first. You gotta put on the engine belt, or the engine pulley first, and then onto the drive pulley. And I like to put them on the top and then pull the sled backwards to get it on all the way. getting these belts isn't always the most fun thing to do, especially when they're cold. It's almost done. There we go. I'm going to get some fluid film and we'll spray the clutch weights on here. So I'll be right back. Just hang on a second. Okay, clutch is all lubed up. We've got gas. We've got belt. Should fire back up and without too much trouble. But we got one more thing to do on these. They like to leak a little bit of gear oil out of the drive assembly because I don't have good gaskets for them. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Sorry. I'm going to add about 1/4 of a quart to the transmission of gear oil for the chain and call it good. But we're doing pretty good so far, and then we'll get you up for a test run. So I'll turn you guys on once I get that going. Okay, I got the part that was missing. There's a little retaining clip right here that has to go underneath that spring. Had to go dig out some parts from my shed underneath the shelving. That was fun. Had to take 6 tires out of the shed in order to get at them. Choke cable is still stuck, so I'm going to put some fuel in down the intake while I'm in here. This can be a little bit tricky getting the spring out of here. Okay, there we go. That's going to keep that metering valve from coming out. Kind of surprised it was missing. I must have messed up at some point when I was working with the snowmobile, but noticed it now. I hear the Jeep firing up. Oh no, that's not the Jeep, that's my brother's W350, that's what that is, the 12 valve Cummins. My bad. He's warming it up. Okay, this should be it, and we'll be able to take her out for a run. Not sure how good it's going to run on this somewhat fresh snow. It's pretty soft. It's not packed down. We'll have to find out. Yeah, stuff is a little soft. Needs to be run down a little bit. But she's going. Not too bad. She's not lacking power by any means. She's going. So should be a good snowmobile for whoever's buying it. So if you like the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. I'm stuck in the hill over there, by the way. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And bye.